isn't a Black Friday for Democrats. Hell, it's a Black Friday for the media. These people are in absolute shock. They have been exposed. Their corruption has been caught live in the act. And who knew? Who knew that the Olypmic Committee was a bunch of racists?
And now, from sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday!
Oh man, the worst day of Obama's presidency, folks. The ego has landed. The world has rejected Obama. Chicago, the least number of votes. First elimination in the round of voting for the Olympics in 2016. When you stop to think about it, folks, doesn't it make sense? Our president, Barack Hussein Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, had been running around the world for 9 months telling everybody how much our country sucks. He's been running around the world apologizing for the United States of America. Why would anybody award the Olympics to such a crappy place as the United States of America? Oh, man, folks, I wonder how victory looks to Obama now, that it has escaped him and passed him by. He doesn't want to win in Afghanistan, but he certainly wanted to win in Chicago. I think the world apparently wants the guy to fail, because Obama has failed. The world rejected Obama first. Of all the people, the world rejected Michelle My Belle Obama. The world rejected the Oprah. Folks, worst day of his presidency. And this is the guy who's going to talk Iran into giving up its nukes. Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. Going to talk Iran into giving up their nukes. Obviously, racism at play here, folks. Waiting for the official word on that from Jimmy Carter. You know, there was more transparency here in the Olympic voting than in writing a health care bill. Chuck Todd over at MSNBC is just beside himself. He just can't believe this. None of these people in the drive-bys can believe this. Chuck Todd went so far as saying that Mayor Daley's the big loser here. Mayor Daley. So if the Olympics had been awarded to Chicago, Mayor Daley would have gotten all the adulation? Ha! What about the world embracing Obama and America again? What about that? Well, the world hated us, under George W. Bush, but now with Obama, the world was going to embrace us. The world is going to love us and respect us. Get this from the BBC today. Adam Brooks in Chicago, the BBC News. The shock of Chicago's elimination was greater for the fact that it came in the first round and greater for the fact that President Obama had taken valuable hours from his packed, intense political schedule to travel to Copenhagen. It gets better. Hang in there. His legendary powers of persuasion will be said to have failed him, though in reality it will be Chicago's bid that failed Obama. That's exactly what they say. His legendary powers of persuasion. This is the guy who's going to talk Iran out of its nukes, right? Legendary power of persuasion will be said to have failed him, though in reality it will be Chicago's bid that failed him. This is a moment which allows the president's detractors to allege waning prestige on the part of his presidency. It'll raise questions about the political advice he's receiving. So it's Daley's fault. Chuck Todd said it's Mayor Daley's fault. The BBC says it's Chicago's fault, and implies it might be Axelrod's fault and Rahm Emanuel's fault. Now, you do have to ask yourself a question. You do have to ask a serious question here. Is this guy, at the end of the day, a blithering moron? How the hell does he allow himself, as the great internationalist president and emperor of the world, to fly to Copenhagen, give a big presentation? By the way, I will bet you that the IOC had never seen a teleprompter until today. He gave his presentation on a teleprompter. So here he is, president of the world, traveling to Copenhagen to give this big presentation, and he gets turned down. How could he possibly go over there without knowing this thing was in the bag? This is foolish. Presidents don't do this kind of thing. You do not go unless you know you have it in the bag. Unless you owe Mayor Daley. I know the ego's landed low, Snurdly. Got that big ego. I'm sure that he and Michelle thought they were going to pull this off just by showing up over there. Is he such a fool that he doesn't realize that these people over there hate America more than they like him? Does he not realize that they are delighted to make him look foolish in order to take a swipe at this country? This is the greatest teaching moment for Obama, and he won't get it. The people of the world hate this country more than they like him, and they don't like him all that much. And he's going around the world saying, you know what, our country sucked until 9 months ago. And I ask you to look at all the positive things we've done in my administration. So he goes over there, and the world rejects Obama. The world rejects Chicago. And they obviously enjoy doing it. First round, Obama's gone. Obama, Michelle Obama, the Oprah. First round, out. He doesn't realize, he doesn't realize that the hatred for this country has not abated. And there may be some love for him, but certainly there's no respect for him. And there certainly isn't a lot of love. I mean, we're being governed by an imbecile, folks. This does not happen. This is why presidents don't go to these things. You never know. And by the way, how much did they spend on the bribes? You know, how much did this actually cost whoever bribed them? You take 2 airplanes over there, you can load a lot of bribes in them. I think we got a metaphor for weakness here. And by the way, this exposes, I think, in real time, the corruption and fraud that is the U.S. media. The U.S. media has had this in the bag all week long. The U.S. media, in fact, get this. This just ran right before the vote on CNN. Michelle Obama steals the show in Copenhagen. Ed Henry, CNN, exposed as frauds in real time. After flying through the night for 7 hours aboard Air Force One, nobody would blame President Obama for being at least slightly groggy when he arrived in Copenhagen for a quick 4 hours to make the final pitch for Chicago. Maybe that explains why the president seemed to snag the silver medal, while First Lady Michelle Obama, who's been in Copenhagen a couple of days, clearly took the gold with an emotional speech focused on her family's roots in the south side of Chicago, Illinois, and her late father's battle with multiple sclerosis. Again, she tells that story. That was part of the Olympic pitch. They just got rejected in the first round, and CNN story, Michelle Obama steals the show in Copenhagen. Let's go to the audio sound bites. Chuck Todd just beside himself. I think the media still can't believe this. They just can't believe it. This is This Morning Live, PMS, NBC. After they report that Chicago was eliminated, the co-host Alex Witt says, hey, F. Chuck, it's a shock for us here in the studio. So much momentum having built around Barack and Michelle going over there. You add Oprah to the mix. It equals 0, by the way, folks. And it seemed golden. Chuck, what happened? What happened, Chuck?
Clearly it wasn't a business decision. If it was a business decision, I think you would see Chicago still around and Chicago end up with these games. This is going to be one of those, the instincts of this White House weeks ago was to not buckle under the pressure from all of their Chicago friends saying, you got to go, you got to go, you got to do it, you got to do it. And I'll tell you, you wonder if everything has an unintended consequence, and it's just going to be anybody from Chicago trying to call in a favor now from this White House is probably going to be thrown in at the back of the line after this.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. So you get it now, folks. Obama didn't even want to go. He didn't want to go. Michelle didn't want to go. It was Mayor Daley, and it was Valerie Jarrett, and it was all these corrupt Chicagoans who were going to sell property they owned to the Olympic Committee or to whoever for big profits to build the now never-happening Olympic Village. So those people in Chicago are going to go to the back of the line. Right. Obama's going to get spanked is what's going to happen. Daley is going to say, you boob! How in the world could you blow this? Like the BBC says, Chicago failed Obama. Obama did not fail Chicago.